A brazen robbery caught on a security camera inside a London drugstore. A woman threatening staff, demanding a new mobile phone. Take a closer look. She's brandishing a cleaver that she took from the kitchen aisle. At another location in Vancouver, a disagreement turns dangerous. Cameras show an attacker chasing a man with a large knife. These are some of the videos London Drugs is sharing with CBC. They showed distressing and even violent moments inside its stores across Western Canada.
What we see that really concerns us is the level of violence in particular. This is a people issue.
Clint Malman is the company's chief operating officer.
The violence against service workers in Canada has reached a crisis point, and we need politicians to recognize that they're behind the issue on this.
Give me some examples of violence that your employees have dealt with.
Sure. So an example is an employee just simply offering service to someone, and the person will again turn around, physically punch them, threaten them with a knife, hit them with an object, stab them with a needle. I never thought in all my years that I would have to be looking at purchasing stab vests, but that's exactly what we've had to do. That's insane in this day and age that in Canada that we're having to protect our employees like that.
The attacks can happen without warning. An angry customer trying to return a product throws hot coffee at a clerk. A man stealing vitamins from a store in the heart of downtown Vancouver uses bear spray on an employee as he flees. So London Drugs is a retail powerhouse in British Columbia. I don't ever remember you or anybody from the company taking a public stance on an issue. Like, why this one, why now?
Ian, you're exactly right, but it underscores how concerned we are about the violence against our employees and against our customers, and the fact that in the communities we serve, how many times we hear from community groups, citizens groups, that this issue isn't being addressed.
To get a sense of how great the concern is, just take a look at some of the other major retailers that have joined London Drugs in a coalition called SOS, Save Our Streets, here in Vancouver and in communities across BC. But here's the problem. Even if the retailers are right that an increase in violence in stores has led to greater risk for customers and staff, what's the solution?
We have to look at the root cause of these problems, Ian, and they've always been the same. It's not rocket science. We know what the issues are.
Rob Danu spent years prosecuting people accused of crimes in Vancouver's downtown east side. He's now a defense lawyer in Abbotsford, an hour east of Vancouver.
Well, we're looking for short-term solutions to long-term problems is the issue. So we really need to back up and once again address those basic issues. That being said, in terms of immediate responses, businesses need to be vocal. So they're doing that. They're telling their politicians that something's wrong, but not just to be vocal, but also to be vocal about what needs to be done. Mm-hmm. Because when they're not telling our politicians that, look, homelessness is a problem around my business, addiction is a problem around my business, then you have politicians going on and trying to change the laws that actually don't pertain to the actual problem is.
I don't want to put everything on your shoulders, but you have a lot of experience, both as a former prosecutor and now as a defense lawyer. Is there a short-term or at least a medium-term solution to make things safer?
There's no short-term solution to these problems, Ian. We have to dedicate significant resources and expertise to mental health, to addiction, to homelessness and poverty. So although our businesses are under stress right now, we have to take a long-term approach to this.
To solve this problem, we first need to be a city that stops enabling this culture of drug addiction.
But Sunan Spriggs is tired of waiting for a long-term approach to make things better.
Help us find these women who smashed our store window in Vancouver.
She's pushing for action on social media, trying to identify people who have vandalized her business. She's the owner of City Luxe Boutique in Vancouver's downtown core. So just show me the damage you've had here.
Well, there's been multiple windows broken, so this window out here has been smashed, this one's been smashed, that one's been smashed.
Wow.
I can't remember if it was this one or this one, but one of those two is also smashed, and it's happened multiple times, so some of them have been replaced multiple times. You guys kind of lost track.
How much does it cost to fix one of these?
Mostly, like you can go from $4,000 to like $2,500, so it really varies depending on the cell.
$4,000?
Yeah, because they're actually very durable windows.
Oh my gosh.
Beyond the broken windows, there have been some surreal moments at City Luxe Boutique. A smash and grab right outside their door in the middle of the day.
Yeah, he just took it.
And this video was widely shared. That chair came from inside the store. A thief picked it up, carried it out before police picked them up a few blocks away. Sprigg says the big problem is addiction, and she believes not enough is being done to get people off drugs. In the meantime, her frustration grows. What does it feel like to walk in here in the morning and see that window smashed?
Honestly, it feels like you got punched in the face or punched in the stomach. Even though it's not a personal attack, it feels like a personal attack because this is your business, this is your baby. You're the one at the end of the day who's having to come out of their pocket to repair it. It feels like the same if somebody came to your house and you came home and it was vandalized. Yeah. It's personal, or it feels personal.
Yeah. It's been almost 2 months since the big retailers went public with their concerns. London Drugs says at its locations in Western Canada, this year alone, loss prevention officers have made 1,500 arrests. So you've been with this company for almost 40 years?
Yes.
Have you ever seen anything like what we're seeing now?
No, it's never been like this before. And it's the level of violence and what we hear people say that there's absolutely no consequences for the level of violence or theft. Mm-hmm. And that's why they continue to commit these crimes. And that's scary because that means that the chances are very high they're going to continue to commit those crimes.
Proper rehab. The proposals currently on the table to address mental health, addictions, and public safety issues in Nanaimo do not even scratch the surface, and we demand action.
Community groups and politicians in BC have railed against what they call catch and release, arresting a small number of repeat offenders only to see them quickly end up back on the street. But Rob Danu, the former prosecutor, says longer jail terms are not the answer. Some people are pointing out now that when what appears to be a crime is committed, whether it's a window being broken or a store employee being assaulted, that the system should be tougher, that those people should go to jail, they should be punished and not just let back out on the street.
Well, look, I started my career out as a Crown prosecutor, and I had that exact same view. It's a very black and white view of how the world and the law works. When I would ask for offenders to be sent to jail, they'd come back even worse. And then I asked for a longer sentence, and they'd come back even worse than that. And I learned, and the reason I moved over to a defense practice was that they needed treatment, they needed help.
Again, the key question, if the level of violence is unprecedented and unacceptable, is anything going to change? We wanted to ask BC's Minister of Public Safety, Mike Farnworth, his reaction to the coalition's concerns, but his office said he wouldn't do an interview. It did send us a statement that cited the province's Safer Communities Action Plan, adding it's starting to show progress on these complex public issues, though there's no detail on what's being done to try to reduce mayhem in stores.